Greetings, it's Doc Griffin, your swing surgeon, director of club fitting operations, and once again it's time for the doctor's house call. Today I'm going to open a can of worms, and I'm going to entitle this video Golf Club Lies, things that OEMs, which is original equipment manufacturers, tell you as being the truth and basically are an outright lie. For years, Serge and I have been on our soapboxes about big isn't better and long isn't longer. That's referring to golf club size head as being bigger heads are better than smaller heads, and long is longer, referring to the length of shafts being longer than they are shorter. To encapsulate what we've said in the past, this is for the new viewers, bigger heads are not better. The premise was that bigger heads were more forgiving. When the golf club industry figured out how to use titanium versus steel in the club head for drivers, basically they were able to make them bigger and thinner, and thinning out the face, increasing the club head speed, or ball speed rather, equated to more distance and more forgiveness on off-center hits. But if you take that same technology and apply it to a smaller titanium driver that has the same CT, which is contact time, which we used to refer to core as the coefficient of restitution, you get basically the same ball speed on the center hit, and you get just as much forgiveness on off-center hits. The difference between a large head driver and a small head driver basically comes down to physics. It takes longer to square up a toe the bigger you make the head. If you want to prove this to yourself, take a washer or something that's got some weight and put it on a short string and twirl it. Put it on a long string and twirl it. See which one takes more effort. And if you think you can get that washer on a long string to turn faster than you can the small string, let me know. It's physically impossible to do it. So in order to square up a large-headed driver, you've got to be swinging it much faster, moving the toe in to get it square than the smaller-headed driver. Now, long shaft versus short shaft. I'm not going to go into all the details. We did a test over 2.5 years. We had 6 people that could swing a longer shaft faster than a shorter shaft, meaning generating equal or greater club head speed. Not one of the 6 could hit the ball in the center of the club face as consistently, therefore ball speed dropped, therefore overall distance dropped. But prove it to yourself. Go to a golf store, get a driver, one of those 46-inch monsters, and get a 3-wood. Put some tape on the face, get on the launch monitor, look at your club head speed. Do not look at distance hit, because those simulators don't give you accurate descriptions of distance. But what I want you to look at is club head speed of the 46-inch driver versus your 43-inch 3-wood. Put face tape on the face and see if your striking isn't more consistent. Now, I'm not saying you're necessarily going to hit it in the center, but you should be hitting it more in the same spot. If you're not hitting it in the center, then you've got a swing issue, a ball dress position issue, or something of that nature. But I guarantee you will hit the ball more consistently in the same spot with the 43-inch driver or 3-wood than you would with the 46-inch driver. Okay, that's covering and plowing some of the same area. Now, this one's going to step on some toes, and I apologize. And guys, I'm really sorry that you buy into the industry, their lies and stuff, and thinking that they care that you play better golf. It's not. Golf club companies are in business for one thing and one thing only. It's to make money. They answer to a board of directors. They could care less whether you play good golf or not. In fact, if you play poor golf, they can come out every year and keep selling you new equipment. Let's look at it. If 5 years ago I hit a drive 200 yards, if you believe what they're telling you, I should be hitting a drive 250 yards now, because every year the new driver is going to have me hitting it 10 yards further. Bull. I mean, if you buy into what the OEMs are telling you, you probably still think the government is by the people and for the people. Poppycock. It just ain't happening. Now, the latest lies that they've been putting out there deal with adjustable weight technology and adjustable Hosel technology. In theory, okay, it's truth. In practical application, it's false. If I took 1 gram of weight and moved it from one spot on a club head to another spot, it will alter ball flight because I've changed the center of gravity. But in order for you to see, and this is the important part, for you to actually see a difference in your ball flight, it takes 24 grams of weight moved and put in another location. And there's not a club out there made that has that much discretionary weight. It just doesn't happen. If you think you can adjust the weight on a driver and change your slice to a draw, you're going to be sadly disappointed. Now, the biggest lie that's come out is the adjustable Hosel technology. Folks, let me tell you, if you have a driver head and it's 10.5 degrees of loft, it was made at 10.5 degrees of loft, I cannot take that driver head and make it 8.5, 9.5, 11.5, or 12.5. It was made at 10.5, and that's what it is. Now, with the cogs of the adjustable Hosel, I can change the effective loft by either opening the face or closing the face. But I have not changed the actual loft. But the sad thing is, in order for this to stay a viable technology, once you change the Hosel setting, you have to hover the club off the ground in order for it to maintain that effective setting, because as soon as you set it on the ground, it goes right back to what it was initially. Now, I have known this for quite a while, not by anything that I have done to test it or to prove it. I mean, folks, you know, I'm not the brightest bulb, but a lot of what I know comes about as what I would call revelation knowledge. Now, some of you just heard that and you smiled and you kind of shook your head because you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who don't know what I mean by revelation knowledge, send me an email and I'll talk to you about it. I'm not going to cover it on here. But I came across a research paper written by Tom Wishon. It's a great paper. It will appear down below in the verbiage, the write-up for this video, where you can download this report. I want you to take the time to read it. It's pretty technical and it is lengthy, but you're going to find a chart in there where he took and set all the different settings of loft, lie, whatever, and will show you the outcomes of what actually happened. And it will speak more to the subject than what I can give it justice in a video. So take the time to look at it and read it. And my sincere hope is that it will open your eyes not to just think that the equipment companies out there, that their equipment is head and shoulders above anything else, because it's got to be, because it's a quote-unquote name brand. Bull. I mean, you know, some of the best cars that are made now, 5 or 6 years ago, you'd have scoffed at as a Johnny-come-lately. but they're still around and outselling some of the better known cars in the industry. Same thing with some of the electronics. Folks, I'm telling you, equipment companies are not there for your best interest. They're there to serve their own interest and to make money and get it out of your pockets. If you sincerely have a desire to play better golf, and you want to make sure that your equipment is not hindering you playing better golf, then you need to get to a certified fitter. I mean, it's just that simple. We've used the example before. If you're going to shoot bows and arrows, then it helps to have a straight arrow. Doesn't mean that you're going to be successful at hitting the target, but you got a better chance than if it's crooked. So that's it for me today. As always, I want to express Surges and my appreciation for your continued support. And remember, better golf truly is a fit away.